Can we focus? Nope. Nope. Okay, there we go. Now we're focused. Hello, hello. Welcome to Bachelor Chats, where we talk about all things Bachelor related. And right now, Hannah B's season is on for The Bachelorette. Today, we are on week 2 of her season. So let's do a little recap and then we'll get straight into all of the good stuff. What happened last week on The Bachelorette? Well, there was a group date, and that group date, the first one, was the Mr. Right pageant. I bet you can guess how that one went. It was interesting to say the least. I'll give some details on that. The first date card and rose went to Tyler G, who I didn't even really know was on the show. Really, I had no clue who he was, let's be honest. He was one of those guys the first week that didn't get a lot of screen time, I don't think. Then there was another group date, roller derby. That one had me laughing so hard because none of the guys knew how to rollerblade, and it was so funny. They all looked like a bunch of deer walking for the first time trying to stand up, and they were all just flailing their legs all over the place. It was so good. The last big thing that happened, Cam was disappointed that he didn't get a group date or a one-on-one. So he decided to just stop by the second group date at night and give Hannah some flowers, and none of the guys were having it, okay? These guys are sometimes worse than the girls. Like, no joke, they are so catty. This is why I love The Bachelorette almost even more than The Bachelor, because girl drama is just like classic girl drama, but with The Bachelorette, you get to see all of the guy drama that I just find hilarious, because most guys don't behave this way, but you put them all in a room together to fight over a girl, and it's like all of them are puffing their chests and trying to be the bigger person. You're not really the bigger person, you're just making it worse. Okay. Sorry about that. Let's move on to some of the memorable moments, some of my favorite things about last week's episode. There's a lot. I was taking notes like during the whole thing, like, yeah, okay. Anyways, the first thing that I thought was so funny was Luke's face when Hannah was gawking at Jed walking down the runway, okay? Jed, I mean, they're kind of setting it up that like Luke and Jed are like this little pair that are, I don't know, there's like this feud going on between them or something. And I think it's hilarious. They're foreshadowing something, maybe like a 2-on-1 date, maybe, I don't know. But anyways, something's going on there. And when Jed was walking down the runway, Hannah was like freaking out, okay? And then they just panned to Luke's face and he's like, so mad. It was hilarious. I was laughing so hard. So then Luke goes out and all the guys are like, oh, he's like a Greek god. How are we supposed to compare with that? It's like, okay, but you know, Luke, he's kind of a head scratcher, just a little bit. Next, we have the talent portion, and I mean, I just gotta say, who knew that John Paul Jones could ride a unicycle, sort of. I mean, he got on it and he rode it and he fell, but it's okay. He still rode it, and that was a little bit impressive. Just a little bit. John Paul Jones is like annoying me a little less and less as time goes on. Here's the big one. This is kind of what snowballed the episode and snowballed Luke and his relationship with Hannah, probably, was him professing that he was falling in love with Hannah B on the second episode. This guy hasn't even gotten a date with her yet. He's probably spent a collective amount of maybe 24 hours or less with her, probably less, because he has not had one real chance to like sit down and talk to her. It's just been during cocktail hours and mingling and stuff like that. He doesn't even know her. And I know that that was a big part of the episode was Hannah being skeptical about how do you know that you're really in love with me? And he's like, I've never felt anything more real in my life, blah, 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 telling her all the things that she wants to hear. And I'm like, Hannah, girl, I don't know what's gonna happen, but it's not good. I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but there was a point in the group date where, in the second group date, where Peter is talking to Hannah, and Peter is the pilot who wore the uniform the first night. But when they were talking to each other, I was just kind of like, this is awkward. I don't know. She kept him on the show. She didn't kick him off, but it was kind of weird. I was like, dude, I'm pretty sure you just got friend zoned. He didn't go in for a kiss. She didn't really give him any signal that she wanted him to kiss him. Like with all the other guys, she's like all over them, has her hands on them. She just can't keep her hands off. So with him, there was just nothing there. He's gonna be gone at some point, that's for sure. That's when Cam walks in. So Cam is upset. He hasn't had any time with her, and I get it. It's a competitive show. There's a competitive nature to it. And honestly, the way Cam did it and handled it, I wasn't that mad at. I was like, you go. You go talk to her and just tell her you're thinking about her. That's it. Like, nothing more. He didn't sit there and have an hour conversation with her. All these guys are in the background like, what is he doing? I can't believe he did this. He's taking away our time. How could he? They're all a mess. And Cam is just like, here's some flowers. I like you. And that's it. And he leaves. And these guys just cannot handle it, okay? Oh my goodness. I thought it was so funny the way that the boys reacted to this. Cam is standing there doing an interview with the producers, and you just see this figure from way off in the distance getting closer and closer and closer and closer until he's finally in view. And I don't even remember who it was, to be honest. It was one of the men. There were three that, maybe even more, they only showed us three that came and interrupted during his interview, and Cam is just like, come on guys, like, are we, like, seriously? And he even got nuggets thrown at him by someone. Again, I don't even remember who it was, but I'm like, dude, guys, like, he didn't get any time at all. Like, the poor guy, he just wanted to make an impression and do something nice, and all these guys are just like, ah! I just scared my cat. I think that was a bold move. I'm not gonna mark that as being sneaky or conniving, okay? I think Luke, on the other hand, is gonna get himself into some even more trouble. So that brings us to the, what do we call it? I guess the cocktail hour before the ceremony. And here's red flag number one. Hannah likes a lot of the guys already, and she's expressed that, but with Luke, she's like, oh my gosh, he makes my heart skip a beat. It's like the kind of person you talk about who you know is like wrong for you, and that's how she's kind of talking about him. I don't know, I'm not buying it. They get caught by Jed, none other than Jed, in a compromising position. And the way Jed handled it was just like, dude, Hannah, what are you doing with Luke? Like, Jed is so good. He just walked away, and she felt so uncomfortable, as she should have, and she went and found Jed and apologized. Also, sorry for this weird shadow. Not that you care, I'm not like a legit YouTuber, so it's not like anybody cares, right? She goes up to him and apologizes, and he just laughs it off. He's like, there's so many, you're dating so many guys here. Like, he doesn't, I'm sure he cared like deep down, but I think he really understood and knew like the kind of position that she was in and like what she's dealing with in the grand scheme of things. And he was just able to brush it off and just push it to the side and not really think too much about that. I thought that said a lot about his character, and I am kind of putting Jed, like, at first I thought Luke was pretty great, But now he's kind of like making the way down here, and he's gonna make some good TV, I'm sure. But Jed, his quality and character and just like who he is climbing the ranks. I think he is such a good guy, and I want to see more of him. I want to see Hannah just give him more of a chance. I know that she has, but just even more, because I feel like Luke is just overshadowing so many great guys, and she's just like clouded with emotion whenever she's around Luke. So that brings us to our predictions. My predictions haven't really changed. My predictions don't necessarily mean that I like these guys the most. It's just, who do I see Hannah connecting with the most? Who do I think is going to continue making it through week after week after week? And again, in no particular order, my top 3 are still Jed, Luke, and Garrett. Again, I don't know why Garrett's in there. I really couldn't tell you, but I mean, I don't want to put Tyler G in there. I thought about it. I don't want to put him in there just because he got the first one-on-one date and she liked him. I still feel like there's some unexplored areas with Garrett that she hasn't really had the chance to talk to him yet. So I don't know. I feel like there could be something there still. I couldn't really tell you why. I'm going to stop this video before this shadow makes its way over my face and I can't see anymore. I will be back with another, what is this? What am I calling this? Episode a week from now. I feel like I'm never gonna know what to do. I'm never gonna know how to intro these videos. I'm never gonna know how to outro the videos. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Here you go.